Evening and happy Tuesday. Today I'm actually going to be discussing about um, the pursuit is a proof of desire. That video already did. But what I'm going to be discussing is how to know if a man really wants you. Not only that, but what to look out for. I say pursuit is a proof of desire is because I keep saying that because sometimes us women may be falling short, having, men in our lives who um, are not great pursuers. They, you have to draw them into conversation or, start a conversation, all of that. One of the most important things I put on my page today is, to me, in my opinion, in order for a relationship to work, the man has to be more emotionally in depth in the relationship than the woman. You truly want a man who loves you more than you love him, because you're going to see more effort from him than you would if you love that man more than he loves you. I look back in relationships and I just see, and I look back at things, and there's some things I wish I had done different. Um, Truly, I wish I had done different. But I'm almost, I'm 43, about to be 44 years old next year, so I can't really dwell on that. So that's that. So I just want to throw those nuggets in there. But the main thing I want to discuss today is closure. Some relationships end and you don't get closure. And when you don't get closure, you make assumptions about yourself. What you think about is like, man, was I good enough? Why did they leave? What happened? What did I do wrong? Why? Why? There's always those questions that you ask yourself, why did they do what they did? And I come to tell you this today. Regardless of what man walks away from you or has walked away from you, you are still valuable. You still will be sought after. You're still loved by God. You're still loved by you. And trust me, what another man doesn't want, another man or many men will. So I just want to encourage you with that. Because I was in a relationship and it wasn't for a long period of time. But I told my daughters in our chat, there's quality over quantity. My daughter's father, I dated for almost, 6 years. And I can tell you, if I go back and do it again, I never would have. I would have dodged that bullet. Completely dodged that bullet, because that was the terminless, toxic relationship. And it was terrible. But I remember dating when I was in my 30s. Met someone December of one year. We only dated 1 year December. And we dated for like 7 months. In my head, I was thinking, like, this is the person I want to settle down with. I love him. I want to be with him. I adore him and everything. loved his kids. My kids loved his kids and everything. I thought everything was going good. And on my end, I thought everything was going good. On his end, it was like the complete opposite. And we dated, we enjoyed each other's company. We went out a little bit here and there, uh, spent time together and all of that. I loved him. I did. I surely did. And I'll just kick my foot up against my desk. I loved him. Everybody knew I loved this man. Anybody who I would talk to knows I loved this man. Um, but when this man met me, he was going through some things, just getting out of, you know, actually leave, fresh out of um, a marriage, you know, broke up, split, divorced, whatever. And he meets me. And I didn't know what was going on. And what I mean by that is I thought about, like, okay, well, this person just got out of most people who get divorced and they leave a marriage, they ain't really ready to get back into a relationship for real with nobody. And some people are accustomed to certain things and certain ways of women. So me, I'm one of those women that's calm, cool, and collective. I don't believe in argumentation. I do believe in proving my point of you listening to me if I'm hurting or I'm upset about something. I believe and expect you as a man, if I'm in a relationship with you, to listen to me. And when I say my piece, I expect a answer back. That's kind of woman I am. And I'm one of those people that talk about things until it doesn't hurt me anymore, until it doesn't bother me. Um, that's just how I am. That's just how it is with me. Um, but we were together. I adored him. He knew it. But while the feelings were mutual, my emotional love cup was full. I was fully 100%, 110% invested in him. But it wasn't the same way with him. So, the reason why I say that is because, first of all, we're not together anymore. He decided he wanted to lead a relationship, and I was heartbroken behind it. I was. And I see women like chasing men. I'm just like, for what? We split June of the following year. I called him back one more time. I called him like, okay, let me just make sure, because, or whatever else, because I loved him. And he was just like, he ain't really trying to hear it. So I'm like, okay, fine. I let him go. June, July, August, September, October. 5 months. About 5 to 6 months, I left my phone number the same. No call, no nothing, no text, no nothing. How you doing? None of it. He had already moved on with his life, doing whatever he was doing. He had already moved on. And when it comes to relationships, and look at it, if a man moves on from you that quick and jumps into some other situation, or even jumps on to, say, a dating website after he's been with you for a certain period of time, that person was not heavily invested in you. Sometimes you can meet a man and you be everything that he needs, and he still don't want you. That's a hard pill to swallow, and I've swallowed that pill 10 years ago. Because I know I was very supportive. When he didn't have a car, I'll pick him up for work. If he got stranded, I'll come and get him. When it came to ministry, these are things I did because I loved him. Ain't because, I was trying to win his, well, I'm going to do this so he can like me. No. Come to ministry, he told me when he had to go or be there a certain kind of way, and I had a car at the time, he didn't. And I would take him. Not only that, I would have me and my kids would watch his children while he preached. That kind of thing. I was very supportive. Made sure, he was looking decent when he was going to preach the sermons at the church. I was very supportive, very loving, honest woman. I did right by him. And just because I was the kind of woman that I was, some men don't appreciate who you are. Because they're blinded by pain. They're accustomed to dealing with crazy women, crazy people, toxicity. They're accustomed to that. Anyone that's cool, quiet, calm, and cool, collective, men fear that. But they're accustomed to their own, some men are accustomed to dealing with trashy mouth women. I'm the complete opposite. And I believe that's what his standpoint, was. He's just like, okay, that's too quiet for me. Let me go back to what I'm used to. And a lot of men would do that. A lot of women would do that. But I'm speaking of how men do. And, as I look back, just like, man, I did all these things. Good woman, faithful, all of that, everything. Checked every box. And it still wasn't good enough. So after that relationship, I felt some kind of way because I didn't get closure behind it. Because I was just like, man, what did he sit up there and leave for? Like, what was the reason? Like, why? Like, men complain about, like, oh, well, there's no good women out here. There ain't no good, blah, blah, blah. And they have a good woman, and then they leave them to go and deal with garbage. Garbage filled relationships. I'm meaning, like, not a person being trash or garbage. I'm just meaning a person who's actually not good for them, toxic, brings drama to the table. That's what I mean by that. So after that relationship, I stayed to myself for a while. For a few months, I think, like, y'all, majority of June, July, August, September, October. And then I think I started talking to someone, for a few months. And then after that, I didn't talk to anybody. I just stayed by myself. So I was really, like, upset behind that. And I really saw this gentleman as a life partner for me. I had, different things that I would have liked to do as far as ministry, all of that. And, that went out the window when he left. I mean, I still did things, but I want to do things with him as like a couple, getting married and, having a few more kids and things like that. And he departed the company. And for years, I thought, like, man, is something wrong with me or what? Like, what's going on? And I thought about it. No, I had to think about it. I had to look back. I'm like, wait a minute. I had to sit up here and you're like, wait a minute, it wasn't me. I'm like, people have issues before you even meet them. That was on him. He had too much stuff going on. Loved him. God knows I did. And he just had too much stuff going on for him to actually accept and be in a nice, peaceful relationship. So when that following year, I saw someone, a mutual friend of, not a mutual friend, but a friend of his, saying that he was getting married. So I'm just like, oh, that was like a real like slap in the face, um, because the way he portrayed himself to me seemed like he wasn't ready for a relationship, but he ready to get married the following year, and he was just with me the previous year. So that was just something else. So I'm just sharing this with you all because you may be able to relate. Just because a man walks away from you, unless your butt is toxic, messy as ever, that's one thing. But if you know you were a good woman, a good person to that man, they're gonna remember that. They remember how they were treated, regardless of what. And they may try to spin the block back around to you. This is a season for the spinning the block. I've been seeing a lot of people who was dating, back in high school, about to get married next year. People who dated in, say, job work, getting married. I mean, just a lot of stuff going on. And I'm just so happy for people. I just want to share this story because this was just something that was on my heart and mind to share. And at the relationship, I did not chase. I don't believe chasing no man nowhere. I don't believe that. Unless you stole my purse, that's something different. But besides that, I'm not gonna be chasing no man around nowhere. Like, if you believe that the grass is greener on the other side, have at it. But I just think, like, as women, as ladies, I'm gonna tell you all. Some men come back as, genuine apology, and they want to restart and fresh and new again with you. But then there's those others that try and spin the block back on you to see if you're stupid enough to take them back. And they know they did you dirty and foul. That's another one. But in short, I just want to share that story. But again, pursuits of proof of desire. Just because a man walks away from you doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It wasn't you, it was him. And I came to that epiphany a while back. I was like, wait a minute, it ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm like, nah. So I was able to really think about that, like, no, that had nothing to do with you. It's something to do with them. And I'm just want to let you know you are still valuable. With or without a man, you're still valuable. If that man walked away from you, that is his loss, not yours. And if he try and come back to you, that is your option, whether you want to take him back or not. Because when someone betrays your trust, or you trust your heart with them and then they break it or do something like that, it can be an issue and problem. There's some things that you may want to give that person another try, but then you think back, it's like, wait a minute, let me go back to, I don't know what that was. Let me go back to 10 years ago, or think about this stuff. Be like, I don't know if I really want to do that or not. But yes, do think things through. If God brings somebody back into your life that you were with and God's handprint is on it, I say go for it. But if you're unsure, hold tight and allow God to reveal things to you. That's what I suggest. I don't believe in move. Don't move unless God tells you to move. Because God knows what's going to occur before you even get there. So I just want to encourage you I hope this video has blessed you. I just want to encourage you all. You are still valuable. You're still important. You're still amazing. There's no man that makes you. And I just want to encourage you. And have standards. Make sure you have standards. Set your standards high. You a queen. You're a queen with or without a man. You're a queen. Set your standards high. Don't allow people just to do whatever they want to do to you and act like you got to take it. Because you don't. In conclusion, I learned from that relationship that people can be broken. And if they're around a person who is loving and caring, love heals. Love heals. Being around a person, love heals and can make someone heal quicker from a breakup or a situation. And once they feel better about themselves, then they just go ahead and dump the person who actually was there for them and go about their way. And that has happened to me. So in that relationship, that's what happened to me. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, oh, you broken and heartbroken and everything. Tell me about XYZ, about somebody or whatever. And you feel better being around me. I'm not, tooting my own horn, but you're my presence and you're getting the healing and love and care that you need. And then once you feel like you're okay to move forward, then you out to venture out. So just be careful. Guard your heart. Guard your heart relationships. Keep your heart in your own hand. Keep your heart in God's hand. And he will put it into the hand of the man that deserves it. Be blessed. Have a great day. Bye-bye.